Finally! Hey, how's it going? So finally, we are releasing the frame from PiratFrames, the Hook, and here it is. It's it's been a long process, but it's finally out there, and you will be able to enjoy it right now. Whew, this frame has gone through so many different iterations and different little tweaks. It took a long time to make, but it's finally here, and I'm so happy to show it to you right now. It is my main frame. It is my favorite frame, the one that I use all the time for everything, be it cinematic or just ripping through bendos. This is the frame that I use. So it's from PiratFrames, in case you didn't know. PiratFrames is a French frame company. It's a really cool frame company. They've always done things that are like completely straightforward and at the same time very durable and fly amazing. So that is the first iteration of this new model that's called the Hook. It's a toilet tank frame, so you have the battery kind of like perpendicular to the main body of the frame, and that gives you such an amazing feeling while flying. It's everything on it is so balanced. It's just fantastic. It's a funny story actually about the frame. The thing is, when they first came out with it, I didn't really want to use it. I was like, I'm good with the Sloop V2. I'm really happy with it. I don't really want to use anything else. And then I tried it, and I instantly fell in love with it. And of course, I had some feedback, and we worked on it quite a lot. But I instantly was sold on the toilet tank, the balance, everything that just works like perfectly with that frame. And yeah, like finally I had a frame that went exactly, I didn't realize before, but before I had to kind of compensate when I was flying, and with this one, suddenly it was like telepathic in a way. It just went exactly where I wanted it to go, and that was a massive change for me. That's what really helped out on that frame, and that's what sold me on it 100%. Now it's the only one that I fly, and this is like my main frame. So yeah, apart from that, the toilet tank gives you like a really clean airflow all around, because you don't have this long battery in the middle that's gonna make you, and that's gonna like create like perturbations in the air. It's just like very clean, also because they kept it pretty far from like the motors, and that makes it so cool. Another big change on this frame is the Torx screw. So instead of the usual hex that you will always kind of like break as you are like screwing, suddenly like you break a screw head, on this one they're using Torx T10, and that makes it that allows it to be able to screw so hard and have something that is like super tight everywhere without breaking any screw. You'll break the tool before you actually break the screw. And at the back of the frame, we've got this little antenna mount that is so simple yet quite clever. Usually on PiratFrames, you'll have a little back plate here that's vertical, and it will allow you to mount your VTX and your RX. And on this one, instead, we decided to go with something even simpler. And this is just like a little plank here in the back that we called it the cannon, the antenna cannon. So where you put your your antenna, and here you can actually just attach your RX and then put your VTX right here with a little with the little slots here. You can have a zip tie go around, and it's just like simple and elegant as a solution. The front plates also for the camera have changed quite a bit. They're very simple, yet they don't jump or anything. They're so like solid, they stay in place, and it allows you to screw your camera so tight, and that way it never moves anywhere. Apart from that, we've got a very like slimmer arms, and they are like 5mm arms. They're slim, but you can still fit an ESC on it, no problem. That was the idea. We didn't want to go too thin, because otherwise you can't add have anything on it. But these ones you can definitely have your ESCs on it. I have them on mine. I'll show you just in a minute. And yeah, they are unbreakable, I think. Speaking of unbreakable, the bottom plate is now a 2.5 on this model. That allows it to be like a lot more rigid than if we just went with a 2mm, and it keeps it lighter than if we went for 3. So it's just like the right middle ground for it. And the top is a 2mm top plate. So instead of the usual golden standards that are like kind of a signature for PiratFrames, this year we went with black ones that keep it very lean and very elegant. And we have a little touch here of the Torx screws that are also Torx, and they're golden for those. All the screws on this are actually Torx, and we even like provide motor screws as well that come with the frame, so that you can just have one tool and work with it all around. In terms of mounts, I've made kind of every possible mount design that you can have, because I like to use different cameras, and so I've made one for the Hero series. I've actually made 3 of these, so an 18 degrees, 28 degrees, and 38 degrees for those like very fast, like kind of follows shots. Then there's a standard session mount that is in 28 degrees. I also have an experimental Real Steady version for the Hero 7. If you want to use the Real Steady Go and you want to soft mount it, I've got this really interesting experimental one. It might not work all the time, it's still in testing, but I'm putting it out there on the PiratFrames Thingiverse, so you can test it out for yourself. I also have a Insta360 that can go at the top but also at the bottom with the same mount. You just have to like turn it around, and that is it. I also have the Fusion, so same principle, you can turn it on the top or at the bottom. And if you still don't find something that will suit you in everything that we've put out, I've just like provided the base design of this, so you can add any type of camera or mount that you want on top of it. There's a little bit of a story on it. Like on Instagram recently, I posted a little teaser for the frame, and I actually said it was a signature frame. And but afterwards, like we kind of discussed it with PiratFrames, and we didn't think it would be the right term. First of all, because we don't really like that signature frame kind of term at PiratFrames, and also because I didn't properly like design that frame. I definitely helped out on a lot of like the little design details, and also before we even put out the first prototype, we actually wrote a whole me and J-True actually wrote a whole list of things that would make the perfect frame for each other. And the thing is, I didn't know it, but that was what was perfect for me. It was not exactly how I imagined it, but this is exactly what I want to fly all the time. Also, the carbon is new because we were making the frames with Armaton before, and due to massive quality issues, especially on the cutting from Armaton, we kind of decided to go away from it, as like we were not even able to sell what they were sending. So it was just not working out anymore, and we went with this completely new carbon that looks really cool. And really happy that we we made that decision. And last but not least, you might be wondering, how much is this baby gonna cost you? Well, it's gonna cost you 74 euros. That is the public price for everyone right now. And where can you find it, you ask? Well, you can find it on the PiratFrames website, and exclusively on the PiratFrames website for the moment. We are working on having it in a lot of different places beyond the PiratFrames website, but for the moment it's an exclusive to the website. And since now we've pretty much seen the frame and I can show it to people, I thought I might show the whole build as well and talk to you about like the kind of different decisions that I made when I decided to go for my whole build. So this one is actually my cinematic build that I use. So it's on the motors, I go with the F60 Pro 3 in 2500 kV. They are just amazing. When they came up with these motors, I built one with it and I was just like, wow, they are so smooth, and at the same time they've got some torque, and they're just the perfect like mix of everything for me, like just the perfect middle ground. I know you may have seen that I tried the Blackbird edition motors as well recently. I really loved them in the first place for that torque that they have, that low end torque, but at the same time very high power when you push the throttle. But I felt like, I mean, looking back at the footage that I've produced flying with it, I felt like it was not exactly the perfect motor for me, as it was not, it made me a bit more like a bit more jittery, or like yeah, violent on my movements, and these ones make me super smooth, and I managed to be like very smooth with these ones. So that's why I love these, and they're also super durable. On the inside here, I've got a full KISS set. So KISS 25 amp ESCs, the 32-bit versions, single ESCs, because personally I wouldn't advise to use the 4-in-1, because I still fly 4S, and it just doesn't really work for me. Yeah, but these in that type of setting are just perfect. Plus, when you break one, you just replace one, which is always kind of better. So KISS V2 as well inside. Then the PDB is a very, very simple one. I would advise you to always go for the simplest PDB. So this one is basically just copper. It's the Maytech A5, I think, and I chose it specifically because it has nothing, it has almost nothing but copper. There's no electronic components on it, whatever. It's just this, and that is what I want from a PDB. Then at the back, I've got the Unify HV 5.8. It's perfect. I mean, this has been my VTX for years now, and it's just absolutely perfect. Same thing for the RX, which is the Crossfire Nano, and no brainer again. It just makes sense. Like, if you want to fly far, if you want to trust your gear, you have to go with the Crossfire, and that's what I do. Then a little antenna that I simply just like tape on my arm like that. That's an Immortal T, obviously. The camera is the Predator V3. I just really trust this camera, and I like the way it looks. I don't want to go for the Falcor. I've seen like mixed reviews on the Falcor, and I'm not a big fan of it. So yeah, I go with this one. And on top of that, I've got the little T-Motor 51 by 43 props. These are such amazing props. Honestly, I just I just really love them. They're very sharp and precise, and this is exactly the kind of thing that I'm looking for. There's also the new, I just got these. I got to test them out about 2 months ago, and now they just came up with the 5143S. There's not a major change on them, but apparently they're supposed to be a bit more durable, and also they don't have that little spike at the end. Honestly, like, I need to test them out a bit more. I only had 3 sets, I think, the first time, and I had like to me, I still prefer the original ones, but I need to test it out a bit more. But yeah, they're here now, and they've got a cool little zip bag, so that's a bit more convenient. For the batteries, I use the CNHL Ministar 4S, as I said earlier, Flight 4S. So this one is the 1500. This is my main daily driver, I'd say. And then sometimes I'll use the 1800 as well, and it's pretty cool. It's working quite well. I like it. There's not that much more weight compared to that one, and you get a lot more. I mean, I get more than 1 minute of flight time extra on that one, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, these have been my go-to batteries now for a year, and I'm super happy with it. They're just amazing. Last, for the camera, I have the Hero 6 on this one. It's the one I use for most of my pro shoots. I've got 3 of these. I use it because Real Steady Go works better with the Hero 6, so that's why I'm using that one, unless you're using the special mount that I've mentioned earlier. Also, for my bendo quads, I'm actually using mostly the Session because it's a lot more durable. And well, oh yeah, we're also missing, obviously, the Menace antennas. This one is the long version, and for bendo, I actually use the very short one that they have, and that allows you to do like back reverse dives and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think we've gone around everything right now. I hope that you're super excited about the hook that just came out, and see you next time, I guess. Bye bye. I can't stay.